Time now to shift our focus over to cryptocurrency market, which has already had some volatility, particularly when Bitcoin dropped. Everybody's waiting to go to 75 again, and then it dropped below 60,000. Martin Leinweber is with us, CFA, Digital Asset Product Strategist at Market Vector Indexes. Thank you for being here. So it has since recovered from the lower than, I think it was 58 or 59,000, went back to 65,000. What's the idea and the mentality behind investing in Bitcoin and the like? People love it. They say you have to have it in your portfolio. Are you in that camp?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it always depends on the sizing, right? I don't say that you have to have 100% of crypto in your portfolio. But as you see with the successful launch of the Bitcoin ETFs, people love to add some percentage terms into their portfolios, and over the long term, it's an uncorrelated asset. And as you've seen over the last months or so, it was pretty low correlated to the stock market. And now we are back to life again. And so it's a pretty positive outlook for the rest of the year. And so people should think about it to add a little bit of crypto into their portfolios. So the short answer is yes.
Understood. It's at 64,532 today. Do you pick some up in a dollar cost averaging way, or buy in because it's going to 100,000, so no matter what, you're going to make money?
Well, it depends on the psychology of the investors, right? So mathematically speaking, with Bitcoin doing, since 2012, roughly 40% annualized, you should invest your allocation you are thinking of instantly. But I think for most of the investors, as you alluded to, crypto is volatile. I think a DCA approach makes perfectly sense, and also a steady rebalancing between your assets makes also sense. And so you can collect a positive premium, rebalancing premium over time. But it really depends on the investors. Yeah, the institutional investors, they are keen on having their strategic quotas, while the retail investor is keen on doing DCA. So I'm fine with both ways.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have gotten very excited about the potential for Ethereum ETFs. I mean, I felt like that was imminent. Where do we stand on that?
Well, it's very likely. So from what the market participants are reporting, that we will get the Ethereum ETF next week. And so I think that's a pretty bullish sign, because the expectations are pretty low. Yeah, so everybody is just looking at Bitcoin. If you look what ETH did over the last months or so, it's basically a sideways market. So if you compare that to Bitcoin went up about 3x in the lead up to the ETF, and ETH has gone basically nowhere. Yeah, so I can imagine that we have positive surprises there when it comes to flows. Generally speaking, of course, we expect lower flows for ETH as it's a smaller asset, so roughly between 20 and 30% of what we saw for Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is former President Trump being perceived as a more friendly potential president to crypto than Joe Biden?
I mean, it's basically you just have to observe what he has said so far. I think the Democrats just reacted to what Biden did a few weeks ago with his pro-crypto stance. Now he has nominated a positive crypto vice president. He will speak next week at the largest Bitcoin conference in the US. And so that's a completely different picture to what we had last time when he was elected in November 2016, where he was much more cautious and almost against Bitcoin. And so I think, the market, or at least, I don't know what happens then if he gets elected, but at least the market is playing now this pro-crypto stance. If it's real or not, it's just the play for the next few months, I would say. And then we have to see what he does and not just what he speaks.
So what are the best ways for folks? I mean, your investment advice, if you can't give exact advice or roughly, folks are using obviously the ETFs for Bitcoin. That seems sort of obvious. Ethereum could be coming. There's all kinds of digital assets and tokens and even stocks that just have exposure to Bitcoin. How do you make a portfolio that's crypto ready in your mind?
Well, if you are a starter and you have no allocation, I would always start with the largest coins. And I think it's no coincidence that we have Bitcoin ETF first and Ethereum ETF next. And I think it's prudent to build and start a portfolio with those two ETFs. And if you look at the statistics, it is advisable to have a 70-30 mix there. So a high allocation, 70% Bitcoin and 30% Ethereum within your crypto allocation. And then you're ready to go. And if you're more knowledgeable and you did your research, you can moving out the risk curve. But I think with those two largest coins, at least you can make sure that you are buying the winners of the last several years. And so that's the approach I advise if you start investing in crypto.
It's good to see you. Thank you. It's my understanding. I got to re-look this up, but I think that potential vice president candidate J.D. Vance also holds a lot of Bitcoin as well at 39 years old. So much to discuss going forward. Martin Leinweber, great to see you. Market Vector
Thank you.
Indexes. Thank you.